morning. Welcome to another edition of Knocks to Nuggets. My name is Oluwa Yomiute, and it's such a joy to come your way this beautiful morning. Like always, I will always tell you thank God for the gift of life. It's because God has given us grace to see today that we are alive. We thank God, never take being alive for granted. No matter the challenges of the day, thank God for the gift of life. A new day is a new beginning. A new day is a fresh start. A new day is an opportunity to do certain things right again. So we thank God for another day. And thank you to every single person that's joining me live today. I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much for a share of your time. And to everyone that will watch thereafter, I say a big thank you. Thank you for giving me the space in your time. And like I will always say, please like the video, share it, let somebody out there know that there is something called Knocks to Nuggets. And yes, you can hop up to the YouTube channel and also like the video. It helps the algorithms, and I really will love you to do that for me. Thank you so much. Don't forget, tell a friend that Knocks to Nugget is live and direct. And it's always there on YouTube. You can always go back and listen again and again. And finally, please let me have your feedback. It does a lot. Thank you so much. So today we are continuing on what we started last week, destroyers in your bosom. And last week we talked about 7 basic things. One is being a man pleaser. 2 is copying other people. 3 is chasing fame at all costs. 4 is being a lone ranger, trying to do it all by yourself. 5 is overly multitasking. 6, having the wrong friends. And 7, comfort zone. 7 basic things. And for everyone that sent in their questions, their comments, I had a lot in my DM. I truly appreciate it. And you're actually the reason why I'm actually back on this same topic today. And somebody sent in this, and I want to deal with it before I go on to the other things on destroyers in your bosom. It says, when you talk about chasing fame, please, do you think chasing of fame is a reflection of a serious lack of meaning and purpose in life? No and yes. When you say chasing fame, what are you talking about? When you say chasing fame, that means you can give anything just to get the likes and the thumbs up on social media. To what intent? The truth is this: without purpose, abuse is imminent. Why are you looking for those likes? Why are you looking for those thumbs up and those hashtags and all of those things you're trying to do? Why are you looking for fame? Honestly, if you have substance, fame will look for you. If you have substance, if you have the right thing, fame will look for you. So it's not about what you're chasing. It's about what do you have to offer. Even when you appear hidden, it won't be for too long. If you keep adding value, someday somebody, the right person, will hear you, will connect with you, will meet you, and the rest will become history. So when I said chasing fame at all costs, it was well qualified. Everybody wants to be a guest in the White House. Everybody wants to be that one person that speaks and everybody listens to. But at what cost? So before you begin to build your house without, build within. Be a person of substance. Be a person of value. Be a person that is constantly adding value to people. And as you do, value will find you out. People will locate you. And then look at, where have you been all this while? All the while that you were in the backside of the desert, like I like to say it, are those times you were preparing, are those times you were in God's incubator, At those times when he was cooking you and preparing you for something big. So yes, chasing fame at all costs is a destroyer in your bosom. Then you spend all your money on ads, looking for the likes, looking for the when after all the likes, what next? And another question was, being your authentic self can be extremely difficult in this day of social media. Hey, you can say that again. Being your authentic self can be extremely difficult in this day of social media, and all forms of psychological and neuro-linguistic programming from every institution and media, both local and foreign. Very true. But does that stop you from being authentic? No. If you stay fake, it's only for a while. Someday, sometime, at your unguarded moments, the real you will open up. So just be you, authentically you. Social media, that's why again I talked about chasing fame at all costs. You can't live your life by the standards of social media. No, you can't afford to. Something more must be driving you. Not the likes, not the hashtags. It's the value you are bringing to the table. So being authentic is still the way to go. Be real, be authentically you, so that no matter what, no matter when, you are still the same you we are saying. So please be you. Value will locate you, yes, and then people will find you out. Be you. Don't live your life by social media. It's not going to work. So today, because somebody in social media is dancing, you go up there dancing. And it's not your thing to dance. Someday, your real self will come out. So be authentically you. It's not about social media, it's about being you. So let's move on to today, Destroyers in Your Bosom 2.0. So I haven't recapped on what we did last week. This week, the first thing I want to talk about, and I'm sure I know I'm guilty. If you're not, I'm clapping for you. Procrastination. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm a bit busy now. Let me just do it. I'll do it in the next 5 minutes. But you can actually stop what you're doing now and get it done. But no, 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 no. I'll do it in the next 5 minutes. I'll do it in the next 10 minutes. And then you leave it. And guess what? 5 minutes come, 10 minutes come, and you're gone. And before you know what is happening, that thing that you are prompted to do, that you refuse to do, you will just discover that somebody else is doing it and is making a mark. So, and that thing occurred to me. It did, but you didn't do it. Yes, it occurred to you, but you did not do it. So who is to blame? Procrastination. And I love this quote. I think it's Christopher Parker that said it. He said, it's like a credit card. It's a lot of fun until you get the bill. Procrastination. It's like a credit card. It's a lot of fun until you get the bill. Procrastination is the enemy of success. You can't succeed if you are procrastinating. You have got to catch yourself and say, you know what? I have to stop this. Is it easy to stop? No bad habit is easy to stop. No good habit is easy to develop. You have got to determine. It's got to be a choice. It's got to be something that you will say to yourself, this one, no options. I know sometimes, why do we procrastinate? Fear. I'll talk about fear much later, but let me just drop this here. What if I'm wrong? So something occurs to you, talk to somebody about something, and you say, if I talk to the person and the person, well, let me go and do some more research and I'll come back to it. And you never come back to it. And then someday you meet the person and say, God bless Auntie Binta. She spoke to me about this. I'm like, yay. And you called to me to speak to you about this. But you didn't. You are procrastinating. Every day you spend procrastinating is another day you spend about worrying about what you need to do. So just stop procrastinating. Just get up and do it. That's the honest truth. Just do it. Even if you are going to be wrong, do it. At least you have learned how not to do a thing. Procrastinating, no. Every one of us is guilty. So it's not only you that's saying, yay, me. It's every one of us. I also get into it. But every day I'm telling myself, no. So sometimes I catch myself and say, no, you just procrastinated. Oh, yeah, get up, get it done. Now, 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 now. Sometimes I've had to go wash my face to get something done because I realized, oh, you just push that off. No, you're not going to push it off. You're going to get it done now. And then when you know the funny thing, when you now get it done, there's such a joy coming from within that you are happy you did. A destroyer in your bosom is procrastination. Now, this one I'm about to talk about, it's strong because actually fundamental. Or maybe I should leave it. Let me go on to other things and I'll come to it last. Another thing that is a destroyer in your bosom is overthinking things. I think it's Jason Enge that said, overthinking is the art of creating new problems out of the one that never existed in the first place. Overthinking. You are creating new problems from what never existed in the first place. Overthinking. So you want to go from point A to point B, and you are wondering, what if? What if? What if? And then you're sitting down there saying, no, let me think about it well. Let me be sure. Let me research. Let me do this. And while you are thinking, while you are researching, while you are imagining, while you are doing all of this thing, it just fizzles out of your hands. I love this quote, and I want to look for it and read it. It says, take time. Okay. Yes, it says, take time to deliberate. But when it is time for action, when the time for action has arrived, just stop thinking and go on. Yes, take time to deliberate. But when the time for action has come, just take the action and go on. So overthinking is not deliberating. Overthinking is not planning. So a thought comes into you and you've got to plan. So I'm going from point A to point B. I've got to plan. Am I going by air? Am I going by road? If I'm going by air, do I need to get a ticket? If I'm going by road, do I need a driver? Yes, you would plan. How long am I going to stay in point B? Do I need to have somebody go with me? What am I going there to do? What's the purpose of this trip? And we do all of that. So you plan. But that's not overthinking. Overthinking is that you have it all together and you're just saying, okay, but what if? It's time to act. Just get up and act. Overthinking, procrastination, they are birds of the same feather. They sure do flock together. Don't let them hold you down. What else? Lack of self-confidence or self-worth. Now, this is a major thing. Sometimes having a low opinion of yourself just messes you up. And I don't know who made this quote. It said, having a low opinion of yourself is not modesty. It's self-destruction. Holding your uniqueness in high regard is not egotism. It is a necessary precondition to happiness and success. So, believe in you. You are who you are. You are God's special creation. You are specially packaged to deliver value to your world. Your world is not complete without you. Hold yourself in high esteem. It's not pride. No, it's not. Every time you look down on yourself, you're actually telling God you haven't done a good job. Every time you look down on yourself, you're actually telling God, I'm not sure you got this right. Because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. He put you together for a purpose. So you can't afford to look down on yourself. A major destroyer in your bosom is lack of self-confidence, lack of self-worth. And sometimes it comes from listening to people that you think know what you should be doing. Why are you so slim? Who will want to marry this tingle? Hello? And then that sits in your head. And every day of your life, you are saying, why am I so slim? God, look at me. How can I be? Look at that person. Look at how shaped that person is. Who told you that? Look at you, you are just too fat. Who will want a fat person? Hi. And then anywhere you are going, you are dropping your head because you are just feeling you are not sufficient. Oh, you are too thin. Oh, you are too fat. Oh, you are too tall. Oh, you are too short. Oh, you don't speak well. Oh, you speak too fast. And you fill your head with all these negatives. And then you look at yourself as not enough. Hello, you are just enough. You are just right. You are just perfect because God made you perfect. I recall a story. A young lady, quite pretty, but they had this person that she always looked up to, who said to her one day, why are you so ugly? Look at you. Even your forehead is like a mirror. It reflects the entire sun. And that thing sat on this young lady's head. And for a long time, she would cower. She was so timid, it was not funny. And nobody could understand. And she was too afraid to share it with anybody because as far as she was concerned, everybody just felt the same way about her. Until then, one day, she heard this lady talking to somebody and said, this girl is so pretty. But I never tell her she is because I don't want it to get into her head. And she was like, yeah. So all this thing I've bothered my head about is because you think it will get into my head. Destroyers in your bosom. Have a healthy self-image of yourself. You are good enough. You are worthy of success. You have God's ability residing on the inside of you. You have what it takes to excel. Have a healthy self-image of you. You are you. Be authentically you and be proud of you. Then another thing that holds us down, destroyer in our bosom, is laziness. Yes. You see, all of them, sometimes they're just like next door neighbors. Procrastination, overthinking things, laziness. They're just like birds of the same feather. They're in the same pot. If you're going to be classifying, you classify them together. Laziness is nothing more than the habit of resting before you get tired, Jules Renard said. And someone else said, success is not easy, and it's certainly not for the lazy. If anybody told you that success is easy, it's not. To succeed, you have got to roll up your sleeves and get the job done. You see, it's so easy to start a venture. So you start something. It's so easy to start. But to continue consistently becomes an issue. So you want to get into the gym for the first time. You go into the gym and you do 1 hour, you come out sweating. And then the next day you can't get up again because you've done 1 hour yesterday, first time in 30 years of entering a gym. And every nut, bolt, screw in your body is all broken. And for the next 2 weeks, you are nursing the wound. Trust me, I'm not going to get back into the gym. But when you start with 5 minutes, then you get to 10 minutes, then 15 minutes, then 30 minutes, then 1 hour, then say, oh, yes, I've built muscle for this. So success is not easy. But trust me, it's not for the lazy. Sophocles said, laziness is the mother of all evils. So when you are looking for the mother of all evils under the sun, he said it is laziness. Laziness will deprive you of your joy. It's a destroyer in your bosom. The Bible says a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding up your hands to sleep, so your poverty will come on you. Get off the bed. I hear people tell me, you see, this morning thing is not my thing. Make it your thing because you have purpose. You are going somewhere. So just make it your thing. Develop yourself in that thing. Nobody was born perfect. But you know what? You can build yourself to get to where you ought to be. No one was born perfect. So get it right. So morning is not my thing. Build yourself to become a morning person. After all, when you were going to school, why are you not getting up early in the morning? You were. When you were going to work for somebody else, why are you not getting up early in the morning to get to the office on time? You were. Why is money now not your thing when you're not in your own business? Then you sleep till 11, you sleep till 12. And not even working in the middle of the night. By 10, after you have watched all the soaps on air, you are gone to bed. So, but I don't know why my business is not moving. God, leave God alone. Look at the destroyer in your bosom, laziness. So look at the ants and learn from them. Another thing, I touched on this earlier, is fear. Fear, false evidence appearing real. Fear. Fear is a major destroyer in your bosom. Fear. Fear of the unknown. What if I fail? What if you succeed? What if I made a suggestion and I'm turned down? What if you make it and you're accepted? What if I start that business and it fails? What if you start it and it succeeds? Fear. One thing you must get rid of consciously is fear. Don't give room to fear. Fear will kill. Fear destroys. Fear will incapacitate. Fear will not make you move forward. And fear goes with the next one, evil imaginations. They are twins. So I can't even talk about one without the other. What if I get on the road and I have an accident? Why would we even think of having an accident in the first instance? What if you get on the road and you get there right on time and you are the person they have been waiting for and you get the contract? Why won't you think like that? Somebody says, it's just my thing to think like that. I like being real. Evil thinking is not being real. What if I step out of the house and this happens? Must evil happen? Why would you keep concocting evil in your mind? And you know, sometimes the function of what you have fed yourself with. You have watched so many soaps, so many Nollywoods, Bollywood, all of those woods. And you are suddenly putting yourself in those molds. And saying, if I tell people about this thing, will I be able to do it again? Because when you watched a particular video, that person shared it with a friend. The friend took it to an occult person and they canceled everything the person was planning to do. Unconsciously, you build it into yourself. Fear, evil imagination. So you come out in the morning, you miss your step. Say, that movie, when the person missed his or her step, this is what happened. Hey, dealing with fear and evil imagination is a whole lot about what you feed yourself with, what you put into yourself. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. If all you watch are these horror movies, you have the horrible dreams, you imagine the horrible things, and if you are not careful, you bring them to pass in your life. Evil imaginations and fear, run from them. And then the one I was going to talk about earlier and I kept till now is purpose. Lack of purpose, a whole lot of times, destroys. A whole lot of times, lack of purpose. Why are you even doing what you are doing? Let's even ask. That thing you are doing, why are you doing it? If you don't have a strong purpose, you cannot hold your ground when you are challenged by life. Because no matter what you do, you'll be challenged by life. Yes, you'll be challenged. If all you are doing is giving, Someday you'll be challenged. So it's not about whether you are doing the right thing or the wrong thing. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, challenges are a part of life. But what takes you through the challenge is not that you know why you are doing what you're doing. If you don't know why you are doing what you're doing, you will fall by the wayside. It's just a matter of time. A life without direction lacks purpose. It was Billy Sunday that said this. Say more men fail through lack of purpose than lack of talent. More men. Men here is gender is agender. More men and women. They fall through lack of purpose than lack of talent. Thank God for your talent. But if you don't understand purpose, you can't go far. Motivation is found when purpose is discovered. When you understand purpose, even when the entire wall is brick, somehow you will navigate through. Even when it's all dark and gloomy, somehow you'll find a ray of hope and go through. Purpose makes things happen for you. Purpose builds strength. Purpose builds tenacity. Purpose builds resilience. Purpose keeps you going even when nothing else seems to be moving. Purpose. You can never underestimate the power of purpose. If you have not discovered purpose, stop. Do a personal retreat and find purpose. Because when you find purpose, trust me, nothing can stop you. The truth about finding purpose and pursuing it is not about the culture of where you are. Honestly, it's not about the culture. Sometimes you stand different. But because you understand purpose, you're not tired of standing different. Sometimes, because we are in a perverse world, will it get better? No. The Bible has to be fulfilled. Darkness will cover the earth and gross darkness the people. It must go darker and darker. We're in a perverse world. So sometimes when you are standing in the place of purpose, it's like you are standing alone. But the truth is this, there are several other people like you standing. If you look closely, you will find them. When you find purpose, yes, you will go far. And trust me, you will not burn out because purpose re-energizes you. The world out there is defining purpose by money. They are defining purpose by material things. But trust me, find your purpose and pursue it. The money will come. The material things will come. Dare to be different. Don't conform to the world. Dare to stand out. And when you stand out, you know the truth, those people will turn around and celebrate you. Dare to be different. So we have looked at practically 14 destroyers in your bosom, and I'll just run through them very quickly as time is fast spent. 1 is being a man pleaser. 2 is copying other people. 3 is chasing fame at all costs. 4 is being a lone ranger, a one-man success. 5 is overly multitasking. 6 is having the wrong friends. 7 is comfort zone. All of that we did last week. And then today, procrastination, lack of self-confidence, overthinking things, laziness, fear, evil imagination, and lack of purpose. If you can deal with these 14 things, trust me, success is inevitable. One thing I want to leave with you is this: God has predestined you to succeed. The ball is in your court. Deal with the destroyers in your bosom and make the world a better place. Until I come your way next week, Monday, another edition of Knocks to Nuggets, this time with a dear friend of mine and big brother, Reverend Maxwell Binije, as we talk about redeeming the time. Redeeming the time. How do you even redeem the time? Redeeming the time. Let's talk about it next week. And until then, remember, if you can think it, You can be it and you can have it. And never forget it. Together we win. God bless you. See you next week, Monday. Bye for now.